Traeger just sent me a brand new replacement Scout. Let's open it up. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We really enjoy it when you stop by, spend a few minutes of your day to see some of our videos. So if you're new here, my name is Todd. This is Greenhorn Barbecue Beer. So today, part three of the continuing saga of my exploding Traeger. And as you recall, in part one, I had a high temperature fault, got up to 550, shut down, plus I had wild temperature fluctuations, can't have that. I contacted Traeger. They sent me a brand new controller and an RTD, which is basically their wired in temperature probe, and still no changes there. I didn't get the high temperature fault, but it was fluctuating 200 to 300 degrees either way. Can't have that. So I called them again, and here's what I got. Brand new Traeger in the box, Traeger Scout. So we're gonna open it up together, take an inventory of what we got. It should be exactly what we got on the old one. So I actually have to take care of this box because I don't get to keep the old Scout, although I should. They sent along a self-addressed prepaid UPS voucher to send it on back. So, hey, why not? If they're gonna send me a whole brand new unit, I might as well help them out a little bit. Okay, so far the packaging looks pretty good. It's got this nice dense foam here, which is nice considering it's UPS. I gotta take care of it. Okay, it looks pretty standard down here. I'm gonna put it on the ground, just lift it out. Okay, let's see here. First impression looks just like the other one. On the outside, looks like it's got the same controller, and it's got the little piece of tape over the P settings. So I was hoping maybe they are getting away from the P settings, but it's still there. So that tells me there's still a little bit of manual adjustment there in case things don't go quite right. Okay, let's open this up. As you can see, we have to install the handles here, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so far I'm liking what I see. All right, so some of the things that comes with here. This should be the inverter, which it has. This is for running mobile when you're camping or you're tailgating. Hook it up to your car battery, any 12-volt source, and you're good to go. Okay, obviously is the instructions. They even send you a Traeger screwdriver here to help put it together, which is, yeah, I think that's kind of neat. And this is probably, yep, that's the bucket. And it'll probably also be the feet. It's nice that they package this up at least, you know, and protect it somewhat. There's the feet. Okay. Again, I'm going to have to save these little packaging boxes and stuff to send the other stuff back. Let's see what this is here. Okay, those are the actual metal feet. Save those. And when I pack it up, because of the boxing, you know, I'll go ahead and reuse this box. And I recommend buying extra little rubber feet. They tend to get lost. Notice the new RTD. Be careful of that. Okay. This looks like the cooking grate. And it is. Now this is a porcelain finish. Okay. That basically means that's like the outside of your Weber, okay? Don't use metal when cleaning this. Use a nice stiff rubber brush. The fun stuff. Here is the drip pan. Okay, again, nicely packaged. Looks like it's got some of that metal preservative kind of stuff on there. And that's why we're gonna burn it out. So this might be important to some of you Scout owners out there. I think it was early 2019, they actually had a recall from Traeger fires, okay? And they would send you some new modified drip pans. Okay, they were actually starting fires somehow. And, you know, I never got close to having a fire with mine, neither did my neighbor Bob. I think it's just from misuse. But anyway, they reacted and designed a whole new drip tray. So let me pause really quick. Let's do a side by side. Okay guys, I think you could immediately tell the difference between these two drip trays. It's pretty obvious. Looks like they've contoured the edges a little bit, the corners, maybe for a better fitment. They've also added a better kind of balancing beam or whatever that is. Also, they made a more of a heat shield right here. I believe that's what it is. And also, I think these are stops here so that when you push this out in order to hang the bucket right here, it doesn't go too far, creating a big gap where grease can probably get in. Plus, they've contoured this a little bit. You can kind of see the line. So it kind of creates a natural kind of drip valley there. Kind of brings the grease into the middle, it looks like, and on out the back. So, not bad. It is about the equivalent size, actually. And you could see, you get a better view of how those corners are contoured. And then the difference in the size of that shield. Okay. So, I think already this is going to be a much better smoker. Okay, and some of you guys will remember that the bottom of this fire pot on my old Scout actually had a screw hole that went right into the chassis to help hold the entire, you know, bottom assembly or the cooking assembly down. So that's gone. And also, looks like they're warning us of the obvious. That's nice too. But my other one doesn't have this. I think this is a handle, and it helps you pull this unit out because, again, going back to part 2, I had a heck of a time taking out the whole inner assembly from this bathtub type of compartment. So I think putting that handle there was another way of solving that. So I think overall, this is a well-designed replacement, and I can't wait to get it going. So let me assemble all the little stupid things, and I'll get right back to you. All right, guys. There was a couple more things that I think is worth mentioning here, the differences between the older Traeger Scouts and the one that I just received. You see this little divider here, which divides the pellet area from the cooking chamber. They now include what appears to be a little rubber strip here because there was a gap, believe it or not, of about maybe a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch between. And I always wondered maybe if I took some like automotive door edge trim, if I kept my Traeger long enough. I never got around to it, but they're actually doing it now. And there's an additional exit vent on the back of the door, whereas before it was just a louver, but now it's an actual full-blown exit, just like you have one on the cook chamber side. Hopefully these are fixes that they found to improve the old one. Now, for you guys that might have bought one already like this and they're used to it, comment down below how you like that, because it wasn't included in my old one. Okay guys, so we're going to do the initial firing at this point. So per the instructions, we've left out the grate and the drip pan, and then with the main power switch in the off position, we've plugged our cord into a good earth grounded electrical outlet. That's very important. I want to make sure, of course, there's no foreign objects in the hopper right now. We're doing this without any pellets. And then turn the main power on and set the temperature dial in the smoke position. At this stage, you want to make sure that the auger is turning inside the pellet hopper. Check that there is air movement from the draft inducer fan by placing your fingers over the fire pot. And once you've done that, you just go to the shutdown cycle, and then we're going to fill the hopper with pellets. Yeah, it fills up. It's nice to have a little bit more capacity there, so I'm going to close that up. Once that's complete, they want you now turn it to the high position. Of course, it's going to indicate 450 and it's going to blink 5 times. Now, when the pellets begin to fall into the fire pot, they want you to turn the temperature dial to the shutdown cycle to reset the hot rod. Again, the hot rod right under there. Then, with the pellets still in the fire pot, turn the temperature dial back to smoke. Okay, I could see some pellets coming. I could also see some of that metal preservative oil. Okay, now I'm going to go to the shutdown cycle to reset the hot rod and then back to smoke. Now at this point, when the flames start coming out of the fire pot, they want you to turn the temperature dial to the shutdown cycle and the main power switch to off to let the grill cool down. Okay, at this point, I'm running on high. Traeger recommends 45 minutes. I kind of agree with that. That should burn out a lot of that little bit of oil that's in there and stuff. Also, just a word of caution, not so much of a problem with these factory built Traegers and stuff like that, but look anyway. Clean it out, get a shop vac, wipe it out, look for any shards of metal or anything like that that might be in there. Again, look pretty clean to me, but it's always a good idea to do it. We're ready to go ahead and do the first initial temperature test. Okay, and we're going to go to our smoke setting. Okay, we're going to keep this smoke setting for about 2 minutes. By that point, we should see some combustion. Then we're going to close the lid and set to our desired temperature. So I'm going to be going for 250. And I'm going to be using this fireboard for kind of a second opinion, so to speak, to see what the ambient temperature is doing. It's a little loose here, but right about grate level. Okay, now that we got combustion, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and set it for 250. All right, guys, it's starting to settle out at about 250 plus or minus 20. You know, it's taking about 45 minutes to get there, and I'm just going to show you that right there. So as you see over to your left, it really spiked up pretty hot, then it went down, and then it's slowly kind of found its happy spot, which is 250 is my favorite smoking temperature. Okay, if you guys can see that there. Of course, like I said, 10 minutes in, it achieved 392. Quickly went down, nice and steady, kind of went up, but not as high, went down, went up a third time, not as high again, but then it dipped down much lower than 250, more like around 220, 225, and now it's on the rise again. Average being about 306 at this point. That's not my favorite average temperature. I would rather be closer to 275 if I needed to pick an average. So I'm going to call this little experiment done. Hey, I got a brand new replacement out of it. I'm going to try a different brand of pellets. You know, I was really happy with Rectech pellets a few months back. So I'm going to go find a bag of Rectech pellets and just start cooking on this thing and just let it go. But I think this is basic lesson here. Traeger Scouts are probably not the most ideal piece of machinery if you want precise smoking temperatures for that size and portability, and I really don't know which brand would be. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, please subscribe and share, and definitely hit me up on our Facebook group discussions and tell me what you think about this, what your experiences are with these Scouts. I'd like to hear from you. So in the meantime, see you later.